What if Michael Saylor hadn't bought Bitcoin from MicroStrategy? It's a question that might seem trivial at first glance, but it's one that could have altered the course of financial history. Imagine a world where one of the most audacious corporate moves in recent memory never happened. A world where MicroStrategy remained just another tech company, instead of becoming a beacon for institutional Bitcoin adoption. Let's take a journey back to 2020, a year that shook the world to its core. As the global pandemic raged and economies teetered on the brink, most companies were battening down the hatches, desperately trying to weather the storm. But not MicroStrategy, not Michael Saylor. While others saw chaos, Saylor saw opportunity. He looked at the economic landscape and made a decision that would transform his company and shake the financial world. He decided to convert MicroStrategy's cash reserves into Bitcoin. Now, you might be thinking, that's crazy. Who in their right mind would take such a risk? And you wouldn't be alone. When news of Saylor's decision broke, the reaction was swift and harsh. Shareholders were up in arms, analysts were skeptical, and the media had a field day. MicroStrategy's stock price took a hit, and many predicted the company's imminent downfall. But Saylor stood firm. He had a vision, a belief that Bitcoin was not just a speculative asset, but the future of money. He saw beyond the volatility and the skepticism, recognizing the potential for Bitcoin to serve as a hedge against inflation and a store of value in an increasingly uncertain world. As Saylor himself said, the biggest opportunities often come when others are afraid. And in that moment of global fear and uncertainty, he saw the opportunity of a lifetime. This mindset, this willingness to be decisive in the face of clear opportunity, is what separates visionaries from the crowd. It's easy to follow the herd, to play it safe when the stakes are high. But true leaders, true innovators, are those who can see beyond the immediate chaos and recognize the potential for transformative change. And transform MicroStrategy he did. From a relatively unknown business intelligence company, it became the world's largest corporate holder of Bitcoin. The company that once dealt in software and analytics was now at the forefront of a financial revolution. But the journey was far from smooth. As Bitcoin's price fluctuated wildly, so did MicroStrategy's fortunes. There were moments of triumph, when Bitcoin soared to new heights, and MicroStrategy's bet seemed to pay off spectacularly. But there were also moments of doubt, when the price crashed and critics gleefully predicted Saylor's downfall. Through it all, Saylor remained steadfast. He continued to accumulate Bitcoin, even as others wavered. He became a vocal advocate for the cryptocurrency, using his platform to educate and inspire others to see the potential he saw. And then, something remarkable happened. The narrative began to shift. As more and more institutional investors began to take Bitcoin seriously, MicroStrategy's move started to look less like a reckless gamble and more like prescient strategy. The same shareholders who had once called Saylor crazy now hailed him as a genius. The analysts who had been skeptical now scrambled to understand the implications of Bitcoin for corporate treasury management. And the media that had once mocked MicroStrategy's decision now covered its every move with breathless excitement. MicroStrategy had gone from being a cautionary tale to a case study in corporate innovation. It had become a symbol of the potential for traditional companies to embrace the new world of digital assets. But this story is about more than just one company's fortunes. It's about the power of conviction, the importance of vision, and the courage to act when others hesitate. Think about it. How many opportunities have we missed because we were too afraid to act? How many times have we looked back and thought, if only I had the courage to take that leap? Michael Saylor's story reminds us that sometimes the greatest risk is not taking any risk at all. It reminds us that true innovation often looks like madness at first, that the visionaries of today are often the outcasts of yesterday. But more than that, it reminds us of the power of belief. Saylor didn't just believe in Bitcoin as an investment. He believed in its potential to change the world, to create a more transparent, efficient, and equitable financial system. And in pursuing that belief, he didn't just transform his company. He helped to legitimize Bitcoin in the eyes of the corporate world. He opened the door for other companies to follow suit, to explore the potential of digital assets. So the next time you're faced with a decision, a moment of opportunity that seems both thrilling and terrifying, remember Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. Remember that the biggest opportunities often come disguised as impossible challenges. Remember that sometimes, the craziest decisions are the ones that change the world. Because in the end, that's what this story is really about. It's about the power we all have to shape our own destinies, to see possibilities where others see only problems. It's about the courage to stand by our convictions, even when the whole world seems to be against us. What if Michael Saylor hadn't bought Bitcoin from MicroStrategy? We'll never know for sure. But we do know this. Sometimes the decisions that seem the craziest at the time are the ones that end up changing everything. So here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels. Here's to those who see things differently, who are not afraid to challenge the status quo. Because as Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy have shown us, they're the ones who push the world forward. In a world that often rewards conformity and caution, let this story be a reminder of the power of bold vision and decisive action. Let it inspire you to look at the challenges in your own life not as obstacles, but as opportunities, to see beyond the fear and uncertainty of the present moment and glimpse the potential of what could be. Because who knows? Your crazy idea, your bold decision, your moment of courage in the face of doubt, it might just be the thing that changes everything. And years from now, people might look back and ask, what if they hadn't taken that leap? So take that leap. Embrace the uncertainty. Dare to be different. Because in the end, it's not the risks we take that we regret, but the ones we don't. And who knows? Your decision today might just be the one that shapes tomorrow.